13 News reporter Lane Ball spoke with the family today. And Lane, what did they tell you?
Rachel, David Malone's family tell me he's still in the ICU, but his recovery is going well so far. As you mentioned, he was hit on the sidelines right here at the Trojan Coliseum in Portsmouth.
13 News reporter Lane Ball joins us with more. And the question that comes up as soon as you start talking about all of this is, Lane, what happens to services and things like that if they don't reach an agreement?
That's right, Amanda, and tonight we're talking about the contract between Frontier Communications and union workers, which is expected to expire tomorrow around midnight.
13 News reporter Lane Ball joins us now live from the unfinished Cabell Midland field. Lane, the girls soccer team's first home game is tonight. Where will they be playing?
Well, Pat and Amanda, the Cabell Midland girls soccer team will have to play their season opener at the football field tonight, since this field you see behind me has been deemed unsafe. And Cabell County school officials say it could be several weeks before it's fixed.
So let's turn our attention now to Lane Ball in Huntington for more on the air quality situation across West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. Lane, you're kind of perfectly situated there to hit on all three areas. What have you found out?
Well, Amanda, Spencer was mentioning the smoke. It's coming from right here behind me. This is a live look over Huntington and Proctorville. It's coming from that direction right towards me. And people around here, they say anywhere you look, you can just see the smoke everywhere.
13 News reporter Lane Ball joins us now live from Green Valley Fire Department, where deputies have set up a command post this evening. Lane, how is the deputy doing tonight?
Well, Pat, Amanda, the deputy is expected to be okay. We actually just learned that he was released from the hospital just a little bit ago, but the man accused of putting him there, he's still on the run. Now, officials, they just left the command center here, and they're now looking for this man, Richard Turner. 13
News reporter Lane Ball is in that area where it happened. Lane, you spoke with some neighbors. I'm sure they're probably startled by all of this, but what do they have to say?
Well, Pat, Amanda, neighbors say they're breathing a sigh of relief now, but they weren't quite as calm last night when the manhunt was going on. Now, today we know some more details on who exactly was there last night and what led to the events of the incident.
13 News reporter Lane Ball has been gathering information. He joins us from the scene. Lane, what have you discovered?
Well, Amanda, right now they are still searching for the suspect, but right here behind me is where the incident happened, and I'm going to zoom in here. This is actually the car right here. You can see it's very clearly marked. We also have the bullet hole that came through the passenger side window. Let me zoom in here to show you that right there. That's kind of a close-up of what that looks like right now.
And that's where we find 13 News reporter Lane Ball. Lane, what can you tell us so far?
Well, Amanda, I just stepped out of the meeting, but we do know that there are some changes that the commission has approved so far. They haven't really mentioned the investigation or the results that came from that, but we're going to take a look inside of the meeting right now, where they're supposed to be discussing that in just a few minutes. Now, the commission, they did approve the motion to establish a board of director and also a set of bylaws for the Putnam County Animal Shelter. Well, Kentucky State Police say the accident happened right here along Kentucky Route 680 in the Brancham Creek area. And neighbors tell me they saw emergency crews right here along this curve near this construction site. A family and community still looking for answers since June 18th, when Amber Spradlin's body was found in a home in Martin, Kentucky. Tonight, Kentucky State Police announced a switch in that investigation. Her death is no longer considered possibly suspicious. With the latest evidence, it's now believed she was murdered.
I've lived here a long time. I've never seen anything like that.
The aftermath of Thursday's rainfall in the Ragland area of Mingo County knocked over train cars, trapped people in their homes, and left some without a home. This was all caused by a mudslide, and we've learned that the elements were only part of the issue. According to the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection, it was caused by the failure of a sediment ditch operated by Colmac LLC. Along with the derailed train cars, this home you see behind me was completely destroyed. And I spoke with the resident, and she says she barely made it out of there.
I was in the home right before it happened, and I came out here because I heard like a noise, and then I heard like a big boom.
And this was what was left behind after the mudslide slid her home off of the foundation. It was stopped by rail cars from Norfolk Southern.
that were hauling coal. At least 3 were knocked off the tracks. And the Department of Environmental Protection has issued an imminent harm cessation order, which requires CoalMac to open access to the community, get the impacted residents a place to stay, stabilize or repair the area that caused the slide, and remove all mud and debris from the homes. No injuries were reported in this case. Firefighters say it happens too often.
People will start to cook and they'll go let their dogs out or they'll go check on their kids, right? It happens quite often. We all do it.
According to the United States Fire Administration, from 2017 to 2021, the national estimates for residential building cooking fires and losses include around 170,000 different fires, resulting in 135 deaths, 3,000 injuries, and around $494 million in damages.
Statistically speaking, we know that cooking fires are the #1 cause of fires in residential homes.
The goal? For those numbers to go down, and it starts right here. Now, anytime you turn your stove on, there's always a risk of an unwanted fire resulting in someone getting hurt or much worse. But there are some steps you can take to be prepared.
First, always stay with your food, okay? If you're cooking, stay in the kitchen. All right, #2, always watch what you're cooking. All right, if you start to see smoke or grease boiling, turn your burner down because it's too hot, okay? Third, we encourage people to have a lid, all right? So if you do have a small cooking fire, we can cover it up and it'll go out. And then fourth, we always encourage people to have a fire extinguisher inside their kitchen.
Keeping these tips in mind while also making sure that your smoke detectors are also working properly. If they're not working properly or you need a replacement,
we give out free smoke detectors. So if you live inside the city limits, reach out to your fire department. We'll be more than happy to set up a date and time with you, and we'll come install those smoke detectors for you.
Because a recipe for a great meal does not include a 911 call. An ongoing problem.
It's a well-known fact that nobody does a speed limit in the construction zone.
That's caused major issues for those traveling on I-64 through Barbersville.
On several occasions we've had tractor-trailer wrecks that shut down the interstate for 4+ more hours.
Now, they're cracking down on speeders. Now, this work zone stretches 5 miles long from the 29th Street exit to the Huntington Mall. And the Department of Transportation says if you're traveling above that speed limit, just be prepared to be pulled over. We were able to ride along with Patrolman Bobby Meanix with the Barbersville Police Department as he and his fellow officers, along with West Virginia State troopers, targeted speeds on the interstate Wednesday. The speed limit in these work zones is 55 miles per hour. Driving above that can increase the possibility of causing an accident and also result in a pretty hefty fine.
It's a construction zone ticket, double the fine.
Patrolman Meanix also says when a driver decides to go above that speed limit, they're not only endangering their own life, but also those at the job site.
Their lives that could be affected if you would accidentally wreck and injure one of them. The only way really to prevent it is try to slow people down.
Full of people wearing pink and some even wearing cowboy hats, a style both Kendra Marino and McKenna Barnett both wore often, a way to honor them as their families wrap their arms around each other. They were both students at Prestonsburg High School, and Kendra was on the volleyball team.
Outstanding athlete. She was fierce competitive. When she played hard.
Their lives ended Sunday morning when a pickup truck with 6 people inside, including themselves, crashed. Friday, their mothers asked Pastor Tommy Reed to make this statement on their behalf.
Do not drink and drive. Do not get into a car with someone who has been drinking.
A simple message, so their daughters' deaths won't be in vain.